Welcome back to the welcome back to the show. We'll talk about wide receivers coming up in our last segment of the show. We'll talk about tight ends and defenses as a few that I throw out every week. Not a lot of explanation on those, just guys that I like. So we'll talk about it at the very end as well. But before we get to that, I want to make sure we remind everybody again, just like we started the show, we'll end the show. We're presented by Zen Sports, the best new sports book in Tennessee, where betting just got better. So go download the app, sign up, use our code BLUFFC, BLUFFC, so they know that we sent you. You can get 5% cash back on the first 15 days on all your betting volume, 3% cash back, up to 3% cash back forever after that on your betting volume. And on top of that, you get your own referral code to earn commission as well. It is a win-win-win with Zen Sports. They're amazing partners for us. We love having them here. So we can't say enough good things. It is a very, very great app. It's if you are new, even if you're new to betting, it's laid out in such a way that it's so simple to understand, so simple to utilize. I think anyone can understand it. Anyone can get into it. So make sure you go out, download Zen Sports, use our code BLUFFC, BLUFFC, and make sure they know that we sent you. Let's get into the last segment of the show. We're talking about wide receivers in this segment. Our first wide receiver on the list, he's back. It's a bad, bad man. Cooper Kupp is back, and he might be on this list maybe every time this week. Every time the rest of the season. He's so good. He's so good. And I was just grateful to see that he's picked up right where he left off. And I was concerned a little bit with the way Puka Nacua was playing, what he would have in this offense. But we've seen before that Cooper Kupp and Robert Woods back in the day, these two guys can coexist in a Sean McVay offense. These guys, they throw the ball so much. There's so many opportunities. So these two guys can coexist. So if you're afraid about Puka Nacua falling off, don't be. These guys can both do it. Cooper Kupp, 12 targets, 118 yards last week. All he was missing was a touchdown, but even that still paid the value back for you. He's already $8,700. Get him in your lineups this week before it's too late, so that before his price tag just jumps. Next week it'll probably be $9,500. It might be too much after next week. Next guy on our list is a guy that had a gigantic weekend, DJ Moore. And I'm just riding the DJ Moore train. Was so good last week. 230 yards, 3 touchdowns. It doesn't get any better than that. I promise you it doesn't get any better than that. And he's still only $8,000. How is he only $8,000? I don't know. Doesn't matter. That's the value that we're getting. He's got 5 touchdowns in his last 3 games, and he's come on strong. Those last 3 games have been so good for him. And guess what? He's taken on a defense in the Vikings who are bottom 3rd in passing defense. So he's got an opportunity. He's coming on strong. And he's got a quarterback that's coming on strong too. So these guys in a stack would be fantastic. So play DJ Moore everywhere you can get him, $8,000. Again, you can fit him at a lot of lineups at $8,000 and still have room for more. So next guy on our list is Adam Thielen, and the veteran of the bunch, the old guy, if you will. And believe me, Adam Thielen can still play. He can still catch the ball, and he has been playing lights out the last few weeks. He's playing in Miami. I look for this to kind of be a shootout. It's got a high-scoring game. They have clearly do not care people score the ball. They think they can score more points than you. So they don't really care about letting you score the football. So I think Adam Thielen's got a really good chance this week to have another great week. Last week, 13 targets, 11 reception, 107 yards, and a touchdown. At $7,400, that is still a guy that's got the targets and got the opportunities. That is a great, great value. Maybe undervalued for this week at $7,400. And again, playing Miami, who has clearly shown that they are ready for a shootout and willing to do a shootout, I can't imagine much better value for a guy that's got opportunity. Let's go to the next person on the list, KJ Osborn. Talking about opportunity, Justin Jefferson is gone. He is hurt. He is being removed from, I think I don't know if she's on IR quite yet. Haven't looked, but he will be hurt for the next few weeks. And KJ Osborn is just a guy. He's a guy that's already run the 5th most routes in the league and the complete total in the league. Like he's run, I think Justin Jefferson may be 6th. I think that's true. But KJ Osborn has run the 5th most routes in the league. Had 9 targets last week with no Justin Jefferson. He's going to have a much more expanded role. And at $6,200, it's a great value play. Will it be a contrarian play? No. Absolutely not, because everybody is thinking the same thing. No, Justin Jefferson. Where do we go to next? And KJ Osborn is going to be that guy. But KJ Osborn has shown already this year even with Justin Jefferson there, that he is a good player, that he is very good. In that first game that Justin Jefferson wasn't there, I believe he had 8 or 9 targets in that game as well. It was extremely good. So he's got the skill set, the offense, he's trusted in the offense, and he's got the opportunity to have an expanded role. So really what KJ Osborn's got to do is, and once he shows this week and proves, hey, I'm a guy can be here, can make the plays, can really trust me in that role that you have for Justin Jefferson, the sky's the limit for him the next few weeks. But get him now. $6,200 is an extremely good value play for him to be able to pay that off. And again, fit other people in your lineup. And that's really what it's about in daily fantasy. Next person on the list, Tyreek Hill. I mean, I don't know how we can go in a week without talking about Tyreek Hill. He is absolute monster. He's going to give us one of the worst defenses in the league. They allow 28 points per game. And he's got 3 games of over 150 yards this year and a game with over 200 yards. Like, we were talking about guys, oh, yeah, he's having a 100-yard game. That's awesome. There are so many guys that don't even get to 100 yards a whole season, much less do it over 150 in 3 games out of the 5 already in 1 year, and have a game with over 200 yards is crazy for me. And Tyreek Hill is still $9,400. I think it's high. Don't get me wrong, but there are higher. There are people that are slated higher than him, priced higher than Tyreek Hill as a wide receiver this week. Believe it or not, I don't know how it's possible, but it is possible. So take Tyreek Hill, take him and pair him with one of those value plays that we talked about. Pair him with one of those value plays that running back we talked about or quarterback we talked about. Any of those things, and make sure that you get him in your lineup. Last person on the list for the week, Stefon Diggs, $9,000. Still a great price for him. Playing the Giants, who let in 30 points per game. So awful defense. Diggs is averaging over 10 targets a game. Last week, 121 yards and a touchdown, and has over 100 yards in every single game but one. Think about that for a second. We talked about Tyreek Hill having over 150 yards in 3 games, but Stefon Diggs, the model of consistency, over 100 yards in every single game except for 1 this year. And going up against the Giants, who are awful and let in 30 points per game to whoever they're playing. So couple that with a pretty fair price at $9,000 for Stefon Diggs, stack him with Josh Allen like we talked about last week, and you got yourself a pretty good play that I think will get you a lot of wins in a lot of leagues. So before we leave, let's talk about our last guys, tight ends and defenses. Tight ends, I'm going to go with Logan Thomas, 8 and 11 targets in the last 2 games he's played this year. Falcons defense is pretty bad at the tight end spot, so I love Logan Thomas this week. Sam Laporta, we all know my love for Sam Laporta. I won't expand on that anymore. You can watch previous shows if you want. And Mark Andrews, a guy that is a veteran, but still knows how to play the tight end spot. Going to has a really good matchup this week. I think he'll do really well. Defenses, Bills at 4,700, Eagles at 4,900, and 49ers at 5,000. All really good options. All playing teams that probably can't score. All defenses that have held teams to pretty low points, except for the 49ers, but they just got a good matchup. So all defenses that I really like this week and are not necessarily value plays. They're all kind of standard, but I think they'll all get you the points that you need. So that's it for Bluff City Bets on the Thursday edition, the daily fantasy football edition. Make sure you guys tune in on Sundays to our Twitter feed. We will release a player pool. Again, just like I say every week, I will release an official player pool on Sunday mornings just because I want to make sure there's no inactives that we missed, no players that were questionable that get ruled out, any of that type of thing. So I'll release the list on here, our Discord today, but also on Twitter on Sunday mornings. We'll look for that player pool so you guys have all the players you need to win your leagues.
Thank you for listening to Bluff City Bets. If you enjoyed this episode, leave a rating and a review wherever you download your podcasts. Also, like and subscribe to Bluff City Media's YouTube page. For comprehensive coverage of all things Memphis sports, head over to www.bluffcitymedia.co and find out how you can become an insider. We will see you back here next week.